Hi everyone, it's Lauren, and as it's Sunday today, I thought that would be the perfect environment, opportunity just to have a little bit of a chat. So I'm going to be answering some questions that you guys left on my previous chatty video and also sent through to me on Twitter. If you have any other questions that you'd like me to answer or any other topics you'd like to see me discuss on here, then leave those in the comments below this video. I was also thinking of doing a Q&A with Will, who's my boyfriend who I've been with for, oh my god, like 8.5 years now, to see if I can persuade him to come on and do a little video. Because he's been on before, like a couple of times. He's obviously featured in my vlogs and stuff. So if you think you'd be interested in that, or you think that'd be a nice idea, then let me know, and let me know what questions you might want to ask us. Just change it up, stop you from having to see my face all the gosh damn time. So let's go to Twitter for some questions. I haven't prepared any of these answers, so I need to might need to have a think about some of them. So firstly, Miss JLX asks, can you ever not be bothered reading? Like, yes, all the time, obviously, especially if I'm reading like a really long book or a book that I'm not that invested in. Generally, if I'm not enjoying a book, I give it till about halfway, and I've started now putting them down if I'm not enjoying them. Rosie has asked me to name 3 overrated books, which is quite funny. Overrated. Okay. I'm going to upset some people, but let's go for it. Number 1, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which I think is fine. Number 2, A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. And number 3, Harry Potter. I'm really sorry. I've never loved it. I wait for the dislikes to come rolling into the video now. Jill from The Bookish Reader has asked, do you ever want to write a book? And if so, what would it be about? I would love to write a book. When I was younger, I used to write all of these like fantasy novels on my computer, but I don't know now that I would want to write that kind of book. I probably would write non-fiction, like a life book or an advice book or a feministy type book. I don't know. So I would do non-fiction. I don't think I would write fiction. I've just not ever felt the urge to create something or write something myself. Flavia has asked, ever thought of changing your job sector and start working in publishing? No. Amelia has asked, if you were a sandwich, what would you be? And if your favourite book was a sandwich, what would it be? If I were a sandwich, I'd probably be like a jam sandwich, but made with like the crusts of the end of the bread. So it looks kind of crappy and hard and mean on the outside, and then you bite into it and it's sweet in the centre, but also maybe a little bit sour. Something like that. If my favourite book was a sandwich, I don't know what my favourite book is, but my favourite sandwich is a cheese and peanut butter sandwich. On like kind of toasted white bread. So maybe that. Right, let's go over to my video comments to see what questions I had there. Oh, a lot of people asked what languages I wanted to learn, because I was talking about learning Spanish in my last video. When I was at school, I did French and Spanish, and I spoke them relatively well, and now I can do like holiday Spanish. So French and Spanish would be top of my list to get back. I've also dabbled in a little bit of Italian. I got a Rosetta Stone thing online, so I was teaching myself Italian, and I really like that. And then the other language that I'd love to learn, if I could keep everything in my brain, would be Mandarin. I would really like to learn that properly, because we did some of that before when I was a kid. We had an exchange thing when I was 16 to China, and we spent 3 weeks there, and we were just immersed in the language and learning the language, and kind of we had like an exchange student who we spoke to, and I learnt Chinese. And it's amazing how much you can learn if you're just doing a language all day and you're surrounded by it. It's crazy. And I can't remember any of it now. Well, I can remember some. I can remember one phrase, which is, are you a teacher? Which is very useful, which is, 你是老师吗? So I can wander around China asking people if they're teachers, and that's the extent of my knowledge. That's what I would like to learn, if I could. Oh, Amelina has asked, have you arranged a physical meetup in London? So we have done this before. So me, Jean, Jen, Sana and Lena did a meetup in a bookshop in London recently. I think maybe it was last year, and I don't know, like I always feel like when we do those meetup things that perhaps I feel a bit self-conscious. I feel like no one there actually wants to see me, because I feel like, because I'm so much smaller than everybody else, so I just presume no one's there for me, so I find them quite awkward. And I don't know, like if I arranged a meetup, would anyone come? Like really? I would love it. It'd be great to meet people in person and have a chat. That'd be fantastic. I think maybe what we should do is organise one that's not in a bookshop, because when we've done it before, it's been quite cramped. It's quite difficult to talk to people and you don't want to be too loud. Like there was one time when we did a meetup in the Edinburgh bookshop and we just took it over, but it was so awkward because people sort of don't want to come up to you straight away and be like, hi, and most people are kind of working their way up to it, so people kind of come in the bookshop and have a look around and then come over and say hello. So we were being like super friendly and welcoming, and as people were coming in the bookshop we were like, hello. And lots of people were not there to see us, they were just there to buy books, and they were just like, hi. It was friendly women like greeting me as I come in the bookshop. So I don't know if maybe something like a park, or I don't know, somewhere where it's a bit more open and you can have like lots of people in a space and it doesn't feel too cramped, or I don't know, perhaps we'll arrange one all together another time. Izzy and Steph have asked, if you could act in any Shakespeare play, which one would you choose? And which character would you like to play? That's quite difficult. Quick jump to future editing, Lauren. I just don't know why I didn't think of this at the time, but my Shakespeare part is Helena in A Midsummer Night's Dream. I've always wanted to play her, and that is me, like that is my part. That is what I need. I don't know why that didn't come to me, so I just felt like it was very important that you knew that. That's my actual updated answer. I would act in any of Shakespeare's plays and play any part because they're all so good. This isn't quite the question, but if I could act in anything, it would be in Cats by Angela Weber. Like if I could have any role, I would either be Rumpelteazer in Cats, or maybe like Rumpelteazer but understudied in Meter, something like that. Or the White Cat, doing all the ballet dancing. Or my best idea is Evita, and what I think they should do is have a woman playing Che, because I think that'd be really interesting. So I would like to play Che in Evita in this magical production. So, you know, Andrew, give me a call, I've got so many ideas. Anna Stevenson has asked, what would your favourite combo of ballet, theatre, book, music and film that go well together, which is quite an interesting question. I don't know how I would, I don't know, it depends how you interpret this question. For me, I would say the kind of best combination of all of that literature, if you're talking about one piece of work, would be Mrs. Dalloway and The Hours by Michael Cunningham. And then the film The Hours, which is fantastic. And then recently Wayne McGregor, who is a ballet choreographer, has done some pieces on Virginia Woolf's writing, and specifically the Mrs. Dalloway I guess, what is it, section piece, I absolutely loved and thought was so beautiful. Like, it made me cry in the theatre. I mean, it did have one of my favourite dancers ever dancing in it, so that might have been why, but that was fantastic. So if you're looking at the same story, like told through lots of different media, I guess that one. I feel bad when people ask questions and they're questions that I can't answer. Like, for example, Morgan Hall has asked, do you journal and do you have any poetry books you'd recommend? And no, I don't journal at all. And no, I don't have any poetry books. I mean, there's poetry that I've read and have enjoyed, but I think I'd feel weird recommending it because I've read like 2 or 3 poetry collections ever, but I really would recommend looking at Jen or Jean's channels because they have lots of recommendations of poetry on there. And yeah, so sorry, I can't help you. All right, let's see if we can find one more. Wrap this baby up. Here we go. So Bookish Tendencies has asked, a while ago you did this video, My January, which is a completely different style to other videos. What inspired you, and will you do something like it again? Yeah, so January last year, I did a big kind of detox of my life. I dropped my coffee, and I gave up coffee. Well, this is decaf. I gave up caffeine. I tried to give up sugar, or just be really sensible about sugar. And I did like yoga every day, and I gave up alcohol, and I was like just trying to see how much that affected my life. And I was trying to be healthy, and I was trying to lose weight, obviously. But what actually happened is that it really affected my mood a lot more. Specifically, the giving up coffee, I think, was the main thing. And I think when something like that happens, I felt kind of quite inspired to make something to commemorate that, I guess. Also, what I was going to do, which I never ended up doing, was I'd planned to vlog Christmas that year. So what I was going to do was do like a 12 days of Christmas thing, and I wanted to do basically 1 minute for each day from Christmas Day onwards to the 6th of January, and just do like a little bit of vlogs from each day, just like little clips and stuff. And then I did vlog on Christmas Day, but then once it got to Boxing Day, I didn't actually want to do it, and I felt a bit weird putting my camera in all of my family's faces all the time and stuff, so I kind of stopped. So I had all of these clips from Christmas Day, but nothing else. And so as January continued, I felt inspired by something, like something that had happened in my life, and I wanted to communicate that. And so I thought, well, I'll experiment with a type of film and use all these clips and kind of put something together. And at the time, I was really happy with the way it came out. Now I look back and I'm like, it's a little, I'm not sure, like parts of it are a little bit pretentious, I think. But I suppose that's the danger, isn't it? If you want to make anything or create anything, you've got to try and see how it goes, and it's not always going to be brilliant first time. So yeah, I liked doing it. I don't know if I'm the best cinematographer or best artistically at doing that kind of stuff. So although I liked making it, I think I would do that kind of style of video again if I had something specific that I wanted to say or communicate. So thanks for all your questions. Sorry if I didn't get to yours. I thought this might start going into a very long rambly video otherwise. Leave any other questions that you have for me in the comments below. Let me know what you're up to. I hope you're having like really nice days. It's nice here in London because it's starting to get sunny again. Like I feel like it's actually summer is on its way, because we had a little bit of a tease in April, like it was a little bit warm and then it went cold again. I've got my shorts on now. Look, the legs are out, so it's officially summer. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.